Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, this will be turn 91 of the campaign between myself and the Historical Gamer. Now, what I've decided to go ahead and do is, after a little bit of consideration, I thought actually it probably is better to record the replays, upload the replays, and then people can see the replays and they get to see the initial reactions. They get to see it without all the sort of clutter and distractions. And then what I can do is I can have a future turn. Sorry, I could have a future stream where we actually go through the turn. I think that's probably a better idea, really. I think it probably allows us to do things, allows us to go and check the replays easier as well, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and do that. So increased production of Dutch coastal defense guns. Yeah, the guns at Tarakan have been rather nasty, haven't they? But that's fine. I mean, this is it. It's one of those things where it wasn't exactly anticipated. But they're there now. Likely we'll see the base fall today at Tarakan, which is good. There's 3 units there. It should be enough to, succeed in that mission. God, I can't speak today. Okay. Oh, well, there we go. That's finally occupied there. Which is nice. At least that's one less base to have to worry about there. Because that would have been a real pain to march into there. I don't think there was anything there, so I'd imagine the supply would have moved out as these units moved out. As we continue to clear mines over here at BLeAcHACiD, which is good. Yeah. Okay. Emerging over there, Pescadores, we are seeing the submarine seal over here. Now, we are sending out some destroying minesweepers and a destroyer towards Port Moresby, which would be quite good. Now, this I think is still deep waters. It might be somewhat closer though to shallow. Yes, he's looking around this area here. We are moving forward the carriers that are moving like this to this position over here. There's still risk, but this is the issue. He tends to plenty bunch this submarine zone, which, you know, is a valid tactic, and it is quite effective at times. Right, so we can't reach over here, but that's fine. Okay. Right, so as far as we're aware, that's all he will see there, which is fine. I mean, what we're doing is we're actually sending SW groups out first, and then having the carriers actually follow behind those groups there. So here we go, we do have the invasion of Palembang. So it seems we're rather unfortunate to have the actual force meet the PT boats here. Now, they could cause damage, but we should still be able to make it through here. Rather unfortunate, but this is it. It's a shame that the light cruisers didn't go first, but we'll see how we manage here. So sub-chases open up, we do have an APD there. Now, torpedoes are going to be the problem, but we'll see. They don't have much in the way of ammunition. Okay. We're likely to take casualties here, but we'll see. They don't have much in the way of torpedoes. I think they only have like 1 or 2 torpedoes, if that. Right, so SunYan Maru is hit by a torpedo. Well, this is fine. If this is the worst we find, then that's okay. Shame that they meet them first, but oh well. I mean, this is what we need to do. Right, so we hit one of the PT boats there. Okay. We'll speed things up then, see how we go. Okay, task forces break off. Right. So we sink one of the PT boats. We do have one of the actual ships take a torpedo. 2 shell hits there, 1 shell hit there. 24 casualties there, but ultimately not bad. Ultimately not bad. They are set to absolute, so they will move into the base there. They will unload. So it looks like we encounter. Does it continue? We see something over here which is intriguing. Right, encounters the enemy force. You can see all the different forces moving into here. Right, so this is what we wanted the first time. If this had happened the first time, it would have been better, but even the single ship taken torpedo isn't too bad. And after all, once we do take Palembang, well, we'll have Palembang. We'll be able to actually look after it then. Tell you what, it is nerve-wracking though. I'm happier now. So we do have a light cruiser and Tori. We do have the 2 destroyers over here. Okay. Speed this up. 1 of them goes down. 2 down. Okay, that's good news. So 3 of them do go down though, which is nice. Tell you, I do feel my heart beating here. Right, okay. Not bad, really. Not bad. So, just a couple of them taking some shells. We did actually manage to single at the PT boats, which is nice. But the good news is that initial force there will have arrived and begun to unload, which means that we actually get the night unload. I don't know how much of that we will get. I don't imagine a full unload during the night, but at least something will unload. I don't know what his reaction is. There's always the possibility of enemy carriers, but we'll just bloody well have to see. We have set up a lot of fighters to run LRCAP over there, so we'll have to hope for the best. Ah, fuck's sake. One of the DMSs takes a torpedo. He has some tremendous luck sometimes against my DMSs. But that's fine. If she survives, we'll have her retired to truck to be repaired. That is rather bloody lucky. So W18 goes down there, unfortunate. Right, okay, so we do have one of the slow task forces coming in against the last PT boat. They should be able to manage that. Yep, looks like he doesn't have any ammunition there. I can't believe we lose a DMS to a bloody submarine. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, he's going to be aware of obviously this is a large landed force. Okay. Alright, there we go. I mean, ideally everything just continues as it is. So we do see Dolphin over here then, so this is intriguing. So it looks like he was actually sending submarines down this way, which is something that we could have expected. Okay. No engagement over there. We do have the... Right. I hope they're not attempted to withdraw. They might be attempting to withdraw due to the combat. I hope they bloody well aren't. Okay. So we do hit the actual submarine over here. I hope things go in. It might be just a different force there. I'm not too super sure. So we do have Gator over here as well. It looks like we are causing damage due to them being in shallow waters here, which is good news. A little bit hard to say how this is working out so far. Looks like he is sending assets over here. Right, critical damage there, wow. I actually missed that. But critical damage, sounds like a good thing. Okay, as long as we unload there, be alright. I hope they unload. I hope this is just some additional ships moving into the area. It's somewhat hard to tell at times, so moving into the AM operations phase. I mean, there's a force coming up there, we see some ships over there. Looks like it's moving in there to refuel. See some ships over there. I mean, the beauty is we do have naval bombers at Sinkwang. They won't have torpedoes at this moment in time, but I could still run torpedo bombers from Kotobaru with actual torpedoes. We still have the means to defend the landed forces, which is good. We'll see how much he actually wants to throw in there. So we've seen PGs there, which is interesting. He might have thought we might have been moving down to Osthaven perhaps. We'll see. Right. He had some nice luck with there with his submarines. You can see he's obviously looking over there as well. And this is the difficulty of operating submarines. Sorry, operating carriers out in the Coral Sea or in the Solomon Sea. It's just the sheer amount of things that can go wrong with... Ah, thank God for that. Whew. Right, so we see where the American carriers potentially are, man, to the south. Okay. I'm hoping these forces will continue moving, but it looks like they might. I don't know. It's hard to say what's happening here. They might not have moved in due to the actual combat, which seems like there are bombers over here then. Okay. It's hard to say what's going to go on at the moment. He could have moved air power in there. We'll see. Airstrikes. Okay. And this is it. These things would have been far easier had we been on it much earlier, but we'll see how we go on. So far, the Palembang landing isn't too bad. I don't know if we've actually unloaded any troops. They may not have yet unloaded. We'll have to see. It doesn't seem like that. But if they don't unload today, we'll get them unloaded tomorrow then. Right, so we have some Catalinas coming in, but we do have 29 Zeros and 11 Oscars responding here, so at least that's going to be a mighty force to deal with that. If that's the worst we've faced, then thank God. Okay. Thank God we had the ability to throw air cover out there. Thank God it's actually working as well, to be honest. We'll speed this up then. Okay, so shoot one of them down. Right, some 139s coming in. We have more Zeros responding here. Okay, they are shot down. Catalina's coming in again. We have more Zeros and Oscars. Looks like they're taking some flak as well. I can't tell if I've got troops there. It might be the Dutch, actually. Catalina's taking damage. Okay, 139's coming in. More Zeros responding and Oscars. There's definitely some flak. That must be from actual ships in the area. Okay. They're coming at 1,000 feet. Shoot them down. One destroyed by flak, which is interesting. So we are shooting down a lot of his actual bombs here, which is quite nice. These are bombers that are not going to be able to touch us elsewhere, which is good. So that's another 5 down there. Right, some Dorniers coming in. Obviously, we don't have anything to defend these guys as it's set of a Palembang, but it's attacking the Tory. Okay, they're coming in there. We see some Oscars here, and some Zeros. Flak 2. Thank God we set so many of them. Okay. Whew. It looks like we've been able to defeat the AM phase attacks there. As far as it goes, as far as we know, really. So that's good. I don't know whether they're unloading. It seems like they haven't unloaded for some reason, but as long as they're there, then that's good news. It seems like his character continues south, so we'll see about that. They could still continue to... They could still turn around. Can't call them those things, unfortunately. They could turn around, but we'll see. So we are seeing ships down here at Norfolk. Probably submarines being detected out this way. Right. MTBs and gunboats around that area. Tell you what, I've got like another sweater at the moment tonight because it is a big moment here. It looks like things have gone well. I mean, we've taken a little bit of damage. That's unfortunate. But if that's as bad as it gets, that's an albacore. That looks like British forces are down there as well. We might have been really lucky. Okay, so I'm sending out some G3s to attack again today. We might get some luck. We do see an AP here. And... come on, hit it at least. Yep, there we go. That's good news. Massive explosive damage. That's good. I'll take that. She's on fire. That's nice. Okay. Whew. God, I feel a lot better now. And there's still risk here. I don't know if they've unloaded at all. It doesn't seem like they've unloaded, which is rather surprising. Okay, so there's still attacks coming in, but we do get to shoot down. Well, we get to shoot at the Catalans again, thank God. Okay. I'm going to be very intrigued to see how many aircraft he loses this turn. It could be nice. We could have actually made up for the losses we took over here at Singapore to a degree. That's somewhat anyway, we'll see. So we'll speed this up. So we shoot down at least one Catalina there. So we see Dorniers coming in here. Yeah, just to shoot them. They're going to be very heavily fatigued, but it seems to have been absolutely worthwhile. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's a shame about losing the DMS W18. I mean, we don't get many of them. Okay. We did see his forces marching towards Nanyang, which is actually really quite good news. So it looks like we've made it through both of the actual air phases here. So we've managed to neutralize his air power, which has been really, really bloody good. Also, we're going to have to keep up that level of cap, perhaps. He could potentially turn around the hit, but no explosion. Wow, that is actually impressive against these sub-chase as well. Doesn't look like I've seen my troops unload there. They should have unloaded, so I'm not entirely sure there. But they're in position, so they should unload next turn. We do have the cruisers here, so they should defend it. We're just gonna stake our claim. We are hitting a number of actual subs over here as well, which is intriguing. Yeah, depth charge hits there. It looks like we've caused quite a bit of damage to some of these submarines in these shallow waters. I mean, this is it. They're in a river. Well, I mean, they might be in the river there, but it looks like they're just in the coastal waters there. So they are going to take a lot of damage with these sub-chasers, and we do have a lot of patrol boats here. It looks like we might have got very lucky here. We'll have to see. I might set these naval bombs to actually attack things in this area over here, potentially. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage. It looks like he was actually using Palembang to refuel his submarines, which makes sense. But so far, I mean, I don't know if we will unload today. I would very much hope that we unload, but we'll see. So 12 hits there, which is very nice. As we see Dolphin, so Dolphin's bottoming out. We have the DMSs over here. This is a thing to bear in mind as well, that there's mines here at Palembang, but so far so good. Right, she escapes there. Torpedo misses. We do have our DMS and the destroyers just off the coast of Port Moresby. I'm hoping that we can actually find out if there's mines here. If there aren't mines, then we will go ahead with the bombardment mission this turn, essentially. Right, causing some damage. They will be in shallow waters here, I believe, as well, which is why they're taking damage. Which is good news. There's, of course, a lot of destroyers here. It's a lot of them. A lot of escorts here. Not exactly where you would want to be attacking if it is indeed shallow waters. So near misses there. I tell you, I always do feel bad once I do get the stream. Well, get the videos going. I always said stream there. It's only one hit. I feel like I get into the groove a lot more. Okay. Yes, we are unloaded. Thank God for that. Now, we might take some damage from coastal defenses, but I don't think there'll be tremendous amounts here. I'm very, very, very glad that we are unloaded, though, because that means at least something, not all of it, but a good chunk of it will begin to unload, which is really, really important. So there's 93 casualties here of it unloading, but they're only disabled. Okay, as long as we get things unloading, I'm going to be very happy. It means that we will have things there. So is elements there? 12 aviation troops lost there, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is it. So at least there are going to be things here. So is the 75mm gun there? It's going to cause us some problems, it seems, but we can take it. If they die worthwhile. You know? They've got to move in here. So 5 shell hits there, 106 casualties, quite nasty casualties there, but those are all disabled and can be recovered if they unload. Right, okay, we'll probably lose more to the unloading process. What's a 9 there? But we are getting them down there, so that's good news. So that means that there are forces ashore. I don't know how much is actually going to be ashore, but this is it. At least we've got some unloading. Not as I imagined during the night, but at least we have got the unloading process started, which is what I wanted. I'm surprised about this unit, but I suppose it's because it's a naval guard versus a corps. I don't know. Yeah, okay, interesting. They'll eventually give in. Yeah, it looks like we're actually causing some damage now. So we do have our second deliberate attack over here at Tarakar. It has been worthwhile. I don't know whether it'll fall today. It is in times, well, it's in times 4 terrain, which is pretty damn nasty. So we'll have to see. We might be able to just overwhelm them. And it is 3 units after all. It's pretty damn strong. So 57, 28. Right, it will fall tomorrow then. Okay. That's fine. 174 casualties, all of these are disabled, but that's fine, they can be recovered. So it looks like the base will fall tomorrow then. So it's held out surprisingly well, but it will fall. Oh, thank God, look at that. Okay. So we do have 22nd Air Flotilla there, we have a lot of aviation, there's a lot of Kois, we have the 124th Regiment there, Yokosuka there. So see, more of this will be unloading, but the good news is we at least have that aviation, we have those units there, so at least we can rapidly bring the base into action, which is good. So, he's got this unit over here, which is going to be tough to beat in the swamps, but if we get these forces unloaded, we should be able to manage that. Yeah, it's a nasty amount of force there, but we do have far more AV moving into the area as well. He's not got an insubstantial amount, but we'll move more in there. That's good news. I mean, this is why we're sending, well, we sent an entire regiment, and I think either 2 to 3 naval guard units. I can't recall exactly how many there are now. But they're in there now. And the good news is, if he attacks us, it's obviously times 4 terrain as well. I think it's swamp at Palembang. So it is nasty. It is nasty. We'll see. Okay. But it was worthwhile, it seems. I will be very interested to see how much in the way of air power was shot down there. The question comes down to, what will he do next? As far as we can tell, it looks... I'm sending units to fill these garrisons over here. They're on their way right now. As far as we can tell, I-27 arrives, that's nice. At least that replaces some of the subs that we've lost. But yes, as far as we can tell, his carriers are down this way. Right, let's see. So it's 10 out of 10 detection, 10 out of 10 detection. Right. He's somewhere in this area here, which is good. So if we take, I mean, even if we go, let's say 7 away. That's not far away, but at least it is somewhat distant. I don't know why these guys didn't move in. It's, of course. Of course. Fucking sub-chasers let me down due to the full speed. God damn it. Right. Well, there we go. So, lesson learned, bugger full speed. Otherwise we'd have had all these forces unloaded this turn. Oh well. You're damaged. But you're not. You have some flotation damage, but you should be fine. You'll make it. Right, so absolutely gotta make it in there. Yeah, so, okay, well that backfired then, going for the full speed. That backfired. Oh well. So we have the DMSs over here. I don't think there's mines, I can't really tell. So what do we have unloaded then? So, we actually have more than what it showed there. So there's the 16th Naval Guard, we have a 38, so we have a 124th here as well. Yokosuka's over here as well. So we do have forces unloading. But the great news is we actually have a good chunk of stuff. Like, for example, as soon as we actually take the base, we'll be able to use torpedoes from here, which is exceptional. I think it's probably worthwhile. A lot of these forces that, yeah, I think what we'll do then is have all these forces set to Palembang then. There's no reason as to not to set them all for Palembang. At least then we'll have a better time, an easier time. But this is it. So there's still much to be unloaded, but we still have 131 assault value here. Okay. These guys unloaded all their troops. They're just unloading supply at this moment in time. These guys obviously acting as defense. I'm surprised, really, what's happened. It looks like they've had their fuel... No, they shouldn't have had their fuel drained. That's weird. Right, they're unloading supply here, but we do have a lot of chunk. We have a lot of chunk here. But yeah, these guys need to arrive. They absolutely need to arrive. So I think it was probably a mistake to go full speed then. We've learned that. It looks like the sub-chasers actually did have all their fuel expended. But this is it. I suppose had we done that with patrol boats, we would have been fine. Well, there we go. Lesson learned. Let's see. Seen a couple things out here. Apparently there's no troops over here. In that case, I can go ahead and drop tomorrow and knock out some aircraft over there, which would be quite nice. Alright, still seeing these guys here. We are getting ready to move things over this way. So what we'll do then, aircraft. Jeez. Okay, so he lost 24 139 today. He lost 7 Catalinas. We lose 2 Oscars, 2 G3s, 2 B5s, which is interesting. He loses 2 Falcons. So we lose a 0. He lost another Catalina here. That's costing quite a few casualties there in terms of air power, so that's actually really quite good. And those are bombers that we're not going to have to face now, which is very nice. It looks like he might have actually sent them from Surabaya, which is great, really great news then. So yeah, I mean, this is it. All these units are actually moving into Banjarmasin now, which is good. Kind of a little bit of supply, not a huge amount, but enough. Take a look at these guys over here. They're running a little bit low on supply, so I might have to fly some supply in here. But they should be able to manage it. Yeah, they should be able to manage it. I might just fly some supply and load potentially more supply there. But they will be able to manage it. I'm pretty confident of that. Okay. These forces continue to move. So it's going to take them a little while for the 65th elements to arrive, but once they do, then we will attack. The good news is it gives all these guys the time to just rest and build up the actual prep there. So for Kagayan, there we go. Gives them that time to rest and prepare. Set it for that as well, Kagayan. There we go. That means obviously when they do attack, they'll be far more effective, which is good news. Moving forces to actually build up the garrisons over here, which is good. Okay. So, things that can be moved out elsewhere, which is good. Okay, let's take a look at our forces over here at Singapore then. So 57 of T, 42, 24, 41. We may want to go ahead and launch an attack. And that's actually quite a strong division there, 473. They actually are pretty strong divisions there, really. Intriguing. Let's see. What I'm going to have to do is actually take these units here and tell them, well, just really focus the infantry to go into certain forces. So we'll have to do that in the near future, actually, once we have things a little bit better sorted out. So we're up to 1,902 assault value once again. We do have additional engineer regiments moving in. So they would arrive tomorrow. Yes, they should arrive tomorrow. They do have a little bit of fatigue, however. And that's the problem with the malaria zone there, really. Okay. And I'm moving in the short term. Additional artillery. So we do have the 38 that is unloading over here. Has it unloaded in... It's almost unloaded in its entirety, which is nice. So that's... well, that's excellent news. Okay, so what we'll do then is... I'm just trying to think now. So that's 4 days there. It's 4 days anyway. Have them march on Singapore then. So the end is coming for Singapore. Maybe it's worthwhile to wait for the additional division to arrive, but it probably is worthwhile attacking. But I think what we'll do then is we'll wait for the additional engineer units to arrive, and then we can attack then. Yes, I think that's the right move to make then. Wait for them. It gives us another day's rest at Singapore before we do attack, which is nice. Right, okay, so let's see. How much supply is in these forces then? So 1,600 there. 5,800 here. Yeah, so, I mean, this is the problem. The bigger ships actually didn't make it in bloody due to that. But they're going to go to they're going to go to Palembang. Okay. So, yeah, he did move 25 bombers here, 15 auxiliaries, which is interesting. Interesting. It might be worthwhile going ahead and actually launching a an airfield attack there, perhaps. That might be worthwhile to do. But they're likely going to be in the air. So, fatigue is up to 30. Over here, fatigue's to 41, which is a lot of fatigue, but I think it's absolutely worthwhile doing so here. They could really cause some problems. 44 there. Okay. Now, it seems like his air power's moving south. It might even be potentially worthwhile to move in additional fighters, perhaps. We do have a couple more that are available over here from Thailand. So let's see, where are they based? So, they're at Johor Bahru, so I'll get them moving over there. I mean, this is it. It is worthwhile. We do need to take Palembang. It hasn't gone exactly as planned, but it has gone well. We haven't taken tremendous casualties. I don't think we had a ship sink over here, actually. So if I take a look... you were lost there, yeah. Apparently he lost the Gator. Or Gata. These were destroyed then. Apparently that was knocked out by 25 mil. And this is it. They only have the torpedo. They have two of them, but they only have the one reload there. So they're kind of one and done. So we did well to avoid the worst of that there, really, which is nice. Okay. So interesting then, very interesting. Now, I can't tell if there's mines here. I don't know particularly how it works with guarding mine detection. I don't know whether we'd be able to tell at this moment in time whether there would be mines, but we'll see. He looks to have not actually run into the mines that we laid ourselves over here, which is intriguing. There's a DMS on the way here. Okay. He has a lot of luck actually attacking us with his subs, which is rather annoying. Right, let's see. So he's got detection here. So he's got detection of the carriers then. Not much in the way of detection, so he could probably work out roughly, perhaps, but not a huge deal. So yeah, I suppose the question comes down to what do we do here then? We could move the DMSs in here to actually try to clear mines, allow the bombardment forces to move, or even have them just follow the bombardment forces in. Even merge potentially with the bombardment force, we'll have to see that. Okay. We'll have to decide. I think we'll probably launch an attack next turn. We'd like it to coincide with the bombardment, really. Question is, could they get there? If I take this one, for instance, what I'll do then... okay. We'll have to share fuel, so they may not arrive next turn. So what I'll do then is I'll have them set for a service combat here. So if I take the actual battleships... It might be that we just send most of the battleships, maybe... I don't know, it depends on how much we actually want to send there, really. I mean, that's a lot of firepower in and of itself, having Mutsu, Yamashiro, Ise, and Hyuga going for that. Well, anyway, let's just say, for example, that I was to send all of these guys. Let's just say that for the time being. Obviously, I'd have to give them an escort. It may not be wise to go for something that large. Doubt it would be wise. But I mean, that is a lot of... I mean, that's 25,000 there. That's a lot of firepower. And that's 400mm guns there, 360, 360. Now, you don't have as much in the way of ammunition there, do you, Issei? But that's fine. Hyuga's there, but obviously we do have those guys. And I'll have to take well, I'll have to think about how much I actually want to use on the bombardment, really. Let's organize these guys for time being, so what I'll do then is take the carrier Yunyo. Okay. Yeah, so even in this force we do have the carriers, we do have a good chunk of actual destroyers there. There is a great risk due to the actual submarine, so we do want to get moving. He's likely going to send every submarine in the area to this position here. So what might be the better option is actually just to extricate ourselves, so potentially just move here to where the ocean is shallow. Just potentially move to shallow ocean, but at least we do have a position where we can actually strike against him, and he can't escape from that, perhaps. Another option might be just to move straight out this way, just to avoid him. He's also going to have to move down here, but obviously we'll be able to move from this area before he could arrive. So we'll have to obviously get moving. Okay, I did say this would just be the replay. I'm just doing a couple of things and then we'll go ahead and move on from there. So we did hit the AP over here, which is nice. I had expected there to be destroyers, but apparently not. We do have combined fleet moving this way, so let's see, is it where? I would imagine here is where, perhaps. He's no longer aware, which is good, but obviously did see that there were attacks here, so he's obviously going to be aware of that. So yeah, we see a sub over here. Sub over here. He's got a lot of bloody submarines. He's got a lot of bloody submarines. Oh dear. Okay, they're moving towards Megastar with the fuel there. So things are being slowly but surely resolved, but the good news is, at least with the Palembang landings, it's nasty, it's brutish, it's inelegant, but if we land, that is all that matters. Genuinely all that matters. So at least we are making some progress now. Right. So it looks like it'll be one more turn until it arrives in position there. Or potentially 2 more turns until it arrives in position there. I think I am sending... I could send something here. But we do have a Yokosuka furnace left, which has 18 preparation for Port Blair. The rules are 10 preparation and we can drop, so... I might go ahead and drop there tomorrow, which would destroy another 8 aircraft potentially. I mean, if they're Catalinas, that's going to be nasty for him. But I think we might go for that. Okay, so China, he's moving his forces out here then, not too surprising. We are moving forces ourselves now. Is this complaining about garrison or is it complaining about supply? It's complaining about supply, okay. That's fine. They can be set to rest and training there. And that's the 15th Division, okay. Well, we'll have that train and rest there then. Okay. I'm going to move a headquarters here to this position. And there's going to be one here as well. The reason is... with a core headquarters with 1 hex, they'll be able to look after their actual forces here. Also, they'll fight to a superior standard, which is what we want. I want them to keep these forces here as long as possible, because essentially this is a waste of his time. It's a huge, absolutely colossal waste of supply. The beauty is, for all the supply he's sending in this way, and I can imagine he's sending a lot into China perhaps, but how much is being wasted in this area here? I mean, this base might have about 8,000 supply maximum, like storage as a max. And it's just being wasted due to... I don't know how much would be wasted, but I imagine it's not an insignificant amount. Okay, so he's moved in there. It's quite intriguing then. So he's actually left some units over here, which is intriguing. Interesting. So he's not daft. He knows that we would cut his retreat there. I'm moving these guys back here. Supplies always going to become a problem, but the fact is we can still supply these guys. So what I might go ahead and do is try and move some actual aerial transport, some actual aircraft, to potentially fly supply in here. But we can drive him out of Nanyang, really. There's no real big problem. These divisions are heading back that way anyway. If he wants to fight, then he can fight. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant for us. I don't know why he returned to Nanyang. I mean, he might be looking to cut us off, and technically it has cut us off there. But supply will still make its way there, albeit very much reduced. But it will still be able to make its way there. We do obviously have the luxury of being able to fly supply in as well if we so wish to do so. But the fact is, he's moving his men there to oppose us in clear terrain where we want to fight him. So... I don't know. I mean, it just seems like, oh, I can cut the troops off, but the thing is, I can bring more AV to bear than he can manage, and especially in clear terrain, that's nasty. Even these guys, I mean, I'm moving them towards a singular position so they can actually look after themselves to a superior degree. But I mean, that's times 3 terrain, so I mean, that 125 becomes like 375-ish. Also with that, it would be like over 1,000 AV. So if he wants to follow through, then okay. Always a yeah, never a quiet day in China. Never a quiet day in China. Still got the aircraft over there. Okay. We are moving these divisions down this way. Other units will be moving as well in time, I imagine. Actually, no, I think I'm sending the majority north. If not the... Yes, the majority is moving north. Okay. Alright, we did attack here again. Okay. Units moving there. Yeah. Let's see. 59th Division is getting ready to move to SunYan, which means it can march up there. So they'll be on the trains tomorrow, perhaps. Either that day they'll move or the day after they'll move. But they'll be in SunYan in, I don't know, about a day or so once they're on the rails. So, okay, he hasn't actually moved to Xushian yet. Interesting, okay. Right. Some interesting stuff, but yeah, taking Port Blair, if there's truly no units here, then that's brilliant news. I mean, that's just an easy conquest. There could be units, but I would be surprised if we wouldn't have detected them with that. I would be genuinely quite surprised. But yeah, we'll take that. I mean, this is it. If we can eliminate aircraft, I'm happy with that. Okay. So supplies will be unloaded here. We do have the AAV to actually be able to withstand him, which is good news. We obviously will have the additional AV moving in here as well. So it will take some time to actually kick him out, but once we do kick him out, I think it's Swamp at Palembang. But once we do kick him out, I mean, this is it. We'd have had all that unloaded unloaded today, actually, it seems, had we not put them in full speed. Luckily, even having refueled at sea, they're only like 1 hex away, so they should still make it. Yes. Okay. I mean, what I'll do as well is, like all these patrol boats and stuff like that, I can just leave like 1 patrol boat in here to look after the AKs. As far as it goes with the AKs, they are, for the most part, expendable. Like, a lot of these guys are worth very little, so that's good. But it's been an interesting day. I mean, shooting down that many aircraft is not a bad thing. Losing 24 of those guys. I mean, he's lost nearly half today, but he's lost in the entire campaign so far. So that's nice. Jesus Christ, is that how many I've lost? My god, that is redonkulously bad. Oh well, I guess I'll be able to make up for it. Jesus, that's terrible amounts to lose, and I felt bad in the Dadman campaign. Oh dear. Right, this will be sorted soon. But yeah, I think it was the right decision to move the fighters here, so that looks good. Barring the full speed, I think everything's gone fairly well there. So, excellent. A little bit longer than I anticipated. I only thought I'd do the replay, but I can't help myself and just talk. I can't help it. I'll be finishing off the Denman turn shortly as well, so that's pretty cool. So we'll say this is THG91. There we go. I can go ahead and send him the replay. Get this uploaded, and then we'll be good to go. So ideally, people prefer this sort of format when I do have record the replay, which means I can do it at any sort of time and as well. And then that means when we actually do have streams, then we just get straight into things really, which is cool. So you guys get to see the replay beforehand. Okay. Let's go through this. Yeah, it was a shame. So it looks like they moved in, and then they didn't unload because the sub-chasers ran out of fuel, so that was a mistake on my part, I suppose. But then again, I wish it would tell you what ships might run out of fuel. That'd be good. But yeah, we did shoot quite a good chunk of aircraft down. Him losing those Catalinas isn't the end of the world, but it's not nice either. At very little cost to ourselves. It looks like he has these guys here, so it looks as if he actually expects us to move to Batavia. Now, I'm not entirely sure how far they can move, but the beauty is because we have these forces here, we can deal with that. Right, he does have these ships over here at Kuching. They're moving in there to refuel. Okay. Where are the heavy cruisers? Where are they, heavy cruisers? They might be further. Where the hell are they? Where the ruddy hell did I send them? Are they much further away than I anticipated? Where the hell did I send them? I can't remember. I'm so confused right now. Where the hell are they? I think it's like, what, 5 ships or something? Oh. Oh. I looked at them earlier on, I'm like, and I just didn't register that these are heavy cruisers. I was thinking that, yeah, and I was even like, oh, that one's right out of fuel. I'm like, it just did not register that these are the heavy cruisers. Well, that's excellent, excellent bloody news. I mean, that would explain all the flak then. Ah, fantastic news then. So we do have another 3 heavy cruisers here, some additional destroyers, so we can refuel. The beauty is, it's like, yeah, this is nice. And as long as we can keep up the actual amount of air cover, then we're pretty good to go. But I mean, this is it. We're at 30 and 40 fatigue, which fair enough is a lot of fatigue. But that's good news. He might send... But this is it. It looks like his carriers around this area here. So, I mean, there was it was risky here. It's still risky now. But if we can get the supply, get the troops in. I mean, we probably would have had all the troops in today if they did just carried on, really. But, oh well. We'll get them in tomorrow. There's risk, but at least we have 100 odd AV. What I need to do is obviously get enough AV to this position now so that we aren't buggered, really. I mean, there's enough over here, so that should go through. What I might do is just attach that and make sure it goes in there. I mean, they'll definitely arrive tomorrow. Obviously, it's 1-1, so they'll arrive tomorrow. Yeah, so big mistake was just going mission speed there, really. Right, so awesome. Thank you and goodbye. So I'll see you in the future, guys. Goodbye for now.